Hi, everybody. Welcome and welcome back. This is Kimiko Sumi, and this morning I want to talk about something that I experienced when I was homeless. Maybe a couple of things that are on my mind that make me think about when I was homeless. Um, when I was homeless, a lot of people they didn't know why I would choose that life and stuff, but there's a lot of reasons. I didn't want to fall victim to the streets. I didn't want to make the wrong choice because there were a lot of men that would try to get me off the streets. There were even women that would try to get me off the streets too. Like they would say, well, you could come live with me or you could come live with me and we could split the rent and stuff. But it would always be something where I never would move in with them. I would never do that while I was in LA. And I've been offered nice places to live too. Very nice, like mansion, kind of like mansions or very like expensive homes to stay in with men, attractive men too. You know, men that had their stuff going on like several times. I've had, men who lived in like Santa Monica, men that lived in San Pedro, like they have very nice homes and stuff, but I would not live with them, but enough about that, because it's really not about that. It's really not about who wanted me to stay with them and da 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 da. It's just that I didn't trust people. I didn't trust people enough. I thought that they would take advantage of me, and I was probably right. So I just decided to just fend for myself and be hyper independent and just get it on my own because I knew I could trust myself more than anybody. And I relied on my faith in Nichiren Buddhism to guide the way for me too. But anyway, enough of that. I remember one time I was at the Union Station in downtown LA, and it was when the trains and the buses would stop, because sometimes I would sleep on the trains and the buses, and it was one late at night around, I guess it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, like maybe 12 to 2 o'clock in the morning, when they would tell everybody to get off the trains and they had to leave. So you would see a whole lot of people that they weren't like people, like you would see people like that in the daytime when the sun was out and when it was daylight, but you wouldn't really notice them like in everyday life. Like you wouldn't really notice these type of people. Like you would see homeless people, but you would never really notice them until you've been in that position and you've seen them during like the witching hours. So I would see these people get off the train with me, and one time I like went to the staircase, like because they forced us off of the premises of the train station. They would force us off the premises. And I remember I saw all of these people. They were lined up on the steps by the train station, and it was very dark. And it kind of reminded me of The Wiz a little bit in a way, because it was like, it reminded me of those taxi cars where like they were driving, but it was something lifeless about it. You know what I'm saying? Like in The Wiz with Michael Jackson and, what's her name? Diana Ross, of course. And it just reminded me of every time she would go to one of those taxis, it was like, it was somebody driving or it was being driven, but it was like something lifeless about the taxi, and it was something dark and kind of sinister, because if you didn't see The Wiz, you kind of know it's something kind of dark and sinister about that movie, even though it was entertaining. But these people, back to the people on the steps, it was very dark. It was dark outside and it was dark on the steps, and these people were lined up on the steps and they were homeless. And it was like they were not there. They were lifeless. It was like they had no vibrancy about them at all. And I was like, how could somebody get that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what might have went on in these people's lives, but I was like, wow. And I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking, what am I doing out here with them? Because I was kind of like, I don't need to be out here with these people. Like, what am I doing out here with them? But it's sad because those are the type of people that have disadvantages in life, like great disadvantages. They probably have been abused. They probably been through a lot of stuff. And I mean, they've been probably been broken, and they were like sitting curled up with their faces down in their laps with coats on and stuff like that. Like these type of people, homeless people, a lot of homeless people, if you see them with coats on and stuff, it's because the only time they can really get sleep is like on the trains and the buses and stuff. And plus, and those are usually cold. It's usually very cold. It's more cold even when it's in the summertime. Homeless people can get very cold, you know, because they have to be in, like when they sleep, when they have places to sleep, because they can't usually go to shelters. It's not, shelters are not that available like you think. One would think, well, go to a shelter. It's not that easy. Trust me, it's not. Okay? It's hard to actually get in shelters a lot of the time, wherever you go, in whatever city, and especially now. But those people, so like they usually have coats on, because even me, I've had to wear coats and stuff, because I know that's how I know, because I was homeless. It's like, it's very real that it could be way more colder to a homeless person than somebody that's just an average person with a place to stay, even when it's in the summertime. It's like it's just like you could, okay, like the sleep that they get are a lot of the times on trains and buses that are safe and stuff. So they get cold because it's very cold on those public transportations and stuff. So I know how it feels, because I've been in that position too, because I am a schizophrenic too. I am a paranoid schizophrenic. If you're wondering why it's hard for me to get to the point too. But basically my point is that it's like very depressing. It's scary. It's eerie around like 12 o'clock to, like, I say about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's very eerie. And when I was at that Union Station, that's when I first became homeless ever really in my life. Like, was actually out on the street having to fend for myself. I saw those people lined up on the steps at the Union Station, behind the Union Station. And, you know, that's a very bad place to be around, you know, early in the morning, late at night, early in the morning. That's a horrible place to be, especially if you're a female, especially if you're attractive. That's how I know I'm being governed and watched over, like protected, okay, and shielded from what most people would go through, because you would think that the places that I've been and gone through and walked through, the neighborhoods that I walked through without weapons, mind you, and without a bravado, because I never really walked around like I was Miss Tough this and Miss Tough that, but I would still hold my own. I still hold my own. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a punk at all, so I'll still hold my own. But just mind you, I didn't walk around like I was tough this and all that stuff. And I wasn't dishonest or nothing. I was very honest. And that's a good thing too. That's a benefit. Be honest. Don't tell all your business, of course. Like if you out there, if you're in a bad neighborhood or a rough neighborhood, the last thing you want to do is be a liar and be sneaky and cheating. I'm just putting that in there, by the way. But the thing is that you would think that me walking through all these places that I would have been scathed, but I've come up out of those places unscathed. I've even gotten into fights with people, and I've actually got up unscathed, okay? Where most people would have probably been seriously hurt. But I am a fighter. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter. Like Sophia, all my life I've had to fight. I really literally have had to fucking fist fight and actually bitch slap a motherfucker, okay? Like I've literally had to do that shit. And I'm not even being boastful, but I would rather not fight, but if I have to, I will hold my own. And I don't call other people over, and I'm not really a person that really carries weapons either. That's not something that I really am used to. I don't really carry weapons, so I've never really carried weapons. Actually, lately I've been more like, you know, likely to carry one, actually, because I do feel like it's called upon, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. But I'm just saying, like, those homeless people, like, all over, it's just weird. It's eerie around those times, like 12 till I say about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's scary. And it's always nice. It's always nice when the sun starts to rise, and then all the people come outside their house and they start going to work, and it's just regular life and normal life. When everything starts to open up again, it's always nice. It's always nice. And I don't really like sunsets because that represents when it gets dark. Sunrise is what I love the most. I love it when the sun is coming up, when it's the morning time, because it signifies to me renewal in another day and another chance. Okay, so I'm gonna leave y'all with that message. It's just a thought on my mind, and I am kind of getting a little, emotional a little bit right now because it's scary. It's very traumatizing. It's not something that I don't think most people deserve to be in. No. And it's sad that people need to really pay attention to people who are homeless. We're going through a financial crisis here, even more than we've ever been here in America. So it's a lot of people that they're out on the streets, and they never thought they would be out on the streets. You would never think they would ever be on the streets, and they would never think that they would be out on the streets. But that's where they are. And it's becoming very real for a lot of people that never thought it would be them. So I'm just putting that out there, and maybe that's the reason why I had to experience that. And I was probably lucky to know about that before most people. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. But so I just want to, this is just a random thought for this morning. And I just want to encourage people, if you're out there, just stay safe. Keep something on you to protect yourself. Watch your back. If you're a female, don't be trying to be too overly exposed. Don't overly expose yourself. Try to be, clothed up, and I'm not saying don't be dirty. Don't be out there, being unclean. Make sure that you clean yourself, keep yourself neat. You don't have to be in the daytime, maybe you might want to spruce yourself up a little bit because people treat you better depending on how well you maintain yourself. But I will say that at night, tone that stuff down. If you wear makeup in the daytime, take it off when it get nighttime, and really dress down, but definitely keep yourself clean. Keep yourself neat regardless if you male or female. Keep yourself neat, clean, and stay safe. Okay, so that is just my message for y'all this morning. And I'm gonna continue on with my day, and I hope y'all like, comment, subscribe, share my video, hit the notification bell if you like. And I will see y'all or talk to y'all in another video, my lotus flowers, and I'm about to be out. So I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I will too. And I will see y'all in another one. Peace. I'm out. Bye-bye.